All right, hello, hello.
Hello, friends.
Whoa.
We're back. It's been a bit.
Woo.
But we are all back, so that means we're playing Great Ace Attorney Chronicles 2 tonight, Electric Boogaloo. It's actually got like a little sub name on it, but I never remember what that sub name is because it's like the Chronicles tag on Twitch has both games in it. It's like loyalty or something like that. It's something weird, but it's something. Someday maybe I'll remember it. But yeah, we are back, and I'll kick off introductions, and we'll pass it around. So, hi, I'm Kels. I am your player one. I have the controller, and I play our protagonist, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I also occasionally play the bailiff, who is also coincidentally played by Elmo. So, resolve. Thank you, chat. I knew I was getting there somewhere. Cool. Next.
Wait, who's going?
I don't care.
Go.
Me?
All you.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Hello, my name is Manabingu. I am your resident voice actor, and I usually play the great Herlock Sherms, as well as his assistant. Oh my god, my brain is not braining right now.
Iris?
Iris. And well, right now I'm the accused, so but he was prosecution, so help. And that's it.
Jackie.
Jackie.
Maverick's metal arm. Sorry. Perfect timing, I guess. Hi, hello. My name is Lemur, and I play a bunch of other people. It's been a long time since we played this game, y'all. What? Susato?
Asogi, Kazuma.
Yeah, Kazuma, Sogi. A bunch of other. Gina.
Yeah.
I've willingly remembered this time.
We
And
haven't talked to
people
her this time, and I'm a little scared.
I know. And we'll fill more people in as we go, because I don't remember.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's been a bit. And to be fair, we do sit here a lot of times going, wait, who did that? Y'all are half the jury each.
Do we even have a jury this time?
No, that's right. Mana, you're playing the judge.
Have we even gotten to the trial?
We have gotten to the trial, but it's a closed trial.
Right. We did, yes. So there's no jury, and we've gone back and done more investigating. We haven't read our wonderful recap from chat yet, so this is why...
This is why we need a recap.
This is why we need a recap.
Let's recap and then we can talk. Alright, so... Scythe isn't allowed to have visitors, so we had to ask her creepy daughter, Maria Gori, and called in, handed us the Asogi papers, and ordered us to keep it classified from the Gregson murder, and said Genshin's stuff was sent back to Japan. At Strongheart's office, Kazuma was asking questions he didn't want to answer, and Strongheart told us details about the previous Reaper killings and that Kazuma has ulterior motives he's keeping an eye on. Kazuma took over Von Zeke's office, where we reconnected. Unfortunately, not carnally. That wasn't in the recap for anyone who can't see the recap right now. I just edited that in.
You just added that?
I just added that. It felt right.
Oh my god.
I'm riffing. Kazuma explained how he escaped to Hong Kong and got to England, motivated by a voice since he was an amnesiac. Then Strongheart assigned him to Von Zeke's. He explained his last memory with his father and the letter explaining his dad's connections to the professor killings. He showed the letter to Jikoku, who was shocked, and that's how he decided to come to Britain. He still thinks Von Zeke's is the mastermind behind Gregson's Reaper conspiracy. Kazuma mentioned he visited the corner lab under the cemetery and thanked us for protecting the Karuma sword his family passed down that Franziska von Karma is descended from. Maria said that she omitted the time of death because she took Strongheart at his word for when Gregson died. Her update says the time is indeterminate because the rotting fish obfuscates things. Real big word for Elmo tonight. She said her mom also did Clint's unprecedented autopsy, and Eugene provided vital evidence back then. The autopsy of Clint was taken by Sholmes, and Iris was shooketh by the news. We have a Gina menace count of 6, a racism count of 16. And I am sorry about you missing some of these streams as well because of your car problems. So, oh, wait. All right, here we go. Vigil apparently lost his memories from a suicide attempt after the incident, and we were feeling guilty about opening those wounds. Sholmes was doing his own investigation, and we talked with Iris about determining Gregson's activity and the time period we think he actually died. Iris figured he was trying to hide his activities, which he went to Vigil for, so we went to his suicide-proof hospital room. I almost just called that a hotel room. Very
Same.
different. It's been a real long day, everyone. Von Zieks found it ironic that Japanese people are deciding his fate and revealed that he's been investigating the organized conspiracy behind the Reaper killings that Gregson was the tactician of. He named Giselle Brett's true identity, Asa Shin, as one of the killers under Gregson's direction. Von Zieks found Kazuma's performance as impressive as his father's and revealed Genshin saved his life once, but he doesn't fully remember the details. When we brought the news to Eugene, he almost spilled the beans about Shin murdering Dr. Wilson in front of Iris. He confirmed the Wilson she killed was never Sholmes' partner. Jigoku hasn't been seen since morning and apparently got arrested for throwing a tantrum against the British during his testimony years ago. We feel off about the group photo from yesterday being taken as evidence. Yeah, evidence never... Anything we take as evidence, for some reason, never just stays in our pocket. So... Eugene wants us to come back to Japan with him to help develop the legal system, with Susato free to choose if she will stay in London or go home with us. Sholmes popped in after Eugene dropped off a message to him. When we talked to Vigil, he was guilty about his lies and mistakes over the years. He revealed that he was paid to impersonate Gregson. Genshin played dead in his coffin to escape, and he was surprised by how polite Genshin was, despite admitting to killing someone. Genshin somehow left a will, despite not being allowed writing utensils, and begged Vigil not to tell anyone, calling it his last weapon. Then it disappears, and he didn't know what became of the Asugi papers. So there's a lot, and we're still in investigation.
Yeah.
So we're gathering more stuff. Oh, we must be done talking to her. I can't wait for all of this to come back and us to sit here going, so I don't know any of this. I'm just
Honestly,
a girl.
that's how I feel, TBH.
All right. Susato, tell me. Okay. Susato wants to go back to the Fresno Street room, so we're gonna believe her.
Okay.
Because I think, yeah, she's got a better grasp on this case than we do. 2nd of November, room on Fresno Street. Oh no, it's not on you for using big words in your recaps. It's on my very tired brain tonight. So, Elmo does occasionally stumble over big words, but Elmo will survive. Elmo. All right, the police are still busily investigating in here then.
But Gina's nowhere to be seen. Where is she?
Yeah, it has been blissfully quiet, hasn't it? Rude. Perhaps
Hello?
she's out investigating on her own, practicing what her boss taught her.
Well, I expect she'll be back before too long. Shall we wait?
Actually, there's something different about this room since the last time we were here, isn't there?
We could always use the time to investigate more thoroughly.
Does it have something to do with the... Oops, that's the wrong button. I am your player 1, but also, disclaimer, I am a fucking moron. Does it have anything to do with the giant green suitcase that was definitely not in the middle of the room earlier?
Yeah.
This little trunk wasn't here before, was it?
Oh, it appears to be made of metal. It must be very heavy. I wonder to whom it belongs. There are some initials on the outside. Look. TG.
Do we know a TG? We have the court record exactly for this reason.
That yacht. No, just kidding.
Oh, Tobias Gregson. That's right. His first name was Tobias. Chad already figured it out.
Like, what's Gregson's first name?
What do you mean that his first name wasn't Inspector?
Is there anybody else with TG, though?
Oh, that's a good question.
Since we're
Guess
here?
we shouldn't just stop. Not that we have.
Okay.
Let's ask one of the policemen if they know how it came to be here. Oh, there's Gina.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess. Yeah. Oi, what do you think you're doing? That's my trunk, that is. Hands off. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. It's her, like her crime scene kit or something.
Mm-hmm.
Gina!
Well, where were you hiding?
In the trunk.
Yeah.
I don't know, you leave something unattended for a few seconds and every Tom, Dick, and Harry's got greedy eyes on it.
Just a wild guess, Gina, but,
What? Spit it out, Odo.
is it fair to say that you've only owned that trunk since this morning's trial?
What? What are you trying to say? Come on, this trunk goes with me everywhere. It always has. Where you've been the last year.
Trying not to incur your wrath, mainly.
Yeah.
Alright. Lemur, do you want to hand off Gina or Susato to Mana so that they're not just sitting here through this entire thing?
It's all good.
You sure?
Like,
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
You're your boss first.
Yep, your boss.
You should hear them talking at the yard now. They shouldn't be ashamed of themselves. They're saying the boss was who killed all them bludgers.
You mean the whole Reaper thing?
Yeah. Apparently, the boss was investigating stuff that no one else at the yard knew nothing about. Stuff to do with all them criminals got off scot-free.
Yeah, the ones prosecuted by Lord Von Zieks, who used bribery and corruption to evade a conviction.
Well, then obviously it wasn't that bloomin' Reaper giving the orders, weren't it?
But why would people be suspecting Inspector Gregson of being involved in the killings?
There was a notebook in his office.
Oh no. This doesn't sound good.
It had details about all the crimes that have been pegged as the Reaper's work.
What?
No. Did you see it, Gina? Did you see that notebook? They wouldn't. Flamin' let me, 'cause I'm just an apprentice, apparently. But it was me who found it, and he was my boss. That's right. I was pretty miffed about it, so I definitely nicked it. I sneaked a peek at what it said anyway. Oh.
That's our Gina. Alright, the secret notebook. So, you managed to see what was written in Gregson's secret notebook anyway, did you?
Way I see it, it's my right to read what he wrote.
Any chance you also think it's my right to read what he wrote? Asking for a friend.
And what had he written, Gina? Dates, times, places, names, an old long list of them. All details about the bludgers supposed to have been done in by the Reaper. But there could be an explanation for that. Perhaps it was a record of the inspector's investigations into the Reaper's activities. Exactly, that's what I said. That's the first thing you'd think, right? As it appears, it was full of names I recognized anyway.
Well, the Reaper's targets were almost exclusively known to leaders of London's criminal underworld.
Well, yeah, but there was one name right at the end that was a bit odd.
At the end of the list, you mean?
I'm pretty sure that the date against it was the 31st October. Oh, the day before the inspector was found dead.
So, what was the odd name?
It weren't like a name I'd ever seen before. It was something like, nah, it's no good. I can't remember it.
Gina!
I don't think it was an English name, put it that way. Uh-oh.
Is it like Kazuma's name?
Oh dear, what a pity. Like, what name could it be? There was something else too. I don't know if it matters, but the same name kept coming up over and over. Shin. It was. Don't suppose it means anything, but... They're too shocked to speak.
Did you say Shin?
Eh? What? It does mean something.
Lord von Zeeks knew the name too. He mentioned her as well. The woman who actually did the deeds. And now we find out her name appeared in Gregson's secret notebook. Alright, let's ask about her investigation. See if she'll give us any details. We haven't seen you for a while, have we, Gina?
Well, of course not. I've been busy, ain't I? Investigating and that. And the lads at the yard are trying to trace the boss's movements to the day before it happened.
The day before. That would be the undercover investigation into the Red-Headed League, then.
Only the boss didn't go, did he? You found some cove what was pretending to be him, didn't you, Odo?
Yes, it was Mr. Vigil who actually went to the park on Lime Street that day, posing as Gregson.
Well, anyway, you ain't the only one turning stuff up. I've got me own ways of getting results.
Toby!
Toby! When me and my partner here get together, there's nothing we can't track down. Oh, little Toby, he's such a faithful friend.
So, have you tracked anything down then?
What do you think, eh? Of course we have. Can't tell you, though. Police business, isn't it?
Toby's so cute. I love him. Ugh.
Anyway, the point is, if you ever need any help, you know who to turn to, right? Me and the Hellhound here.
Yeah, that's what he looks like, a hellhound. Right.
Hell.
Because he looks oh so hellish, honest. Oh god, we get to ask more about that. Okay.
Yes. More Toby, more Toby.
Gina, about your hellhound there.
Yes, pick him back up. Chief Inspector Toby, you mean? He's the pride of the force, he is.
I love how he's immediately got the chief inspector title.
Yeah. In Japanese, police dog means something quite different and not altogether nice to those involved in crime. But here in Britain, it's a wonderful compliment, it seems. For a canine, at least.
It should be. After all, in the great exhibition case the other day, it was Toby here who managed to locate Drebber's workshop.
Maybe it's time for another demonstration of what this super dog can do, eh?
Yay!
Super dog.
Do we have something the chief inspector could catch the scent of, I wonder? I mean, we have this wig. What else do I have? I don't know. You want to take a look at the, here, have these papers that...
Take that!
Well, Chief Inspector Toby, if you wouldn't mind having a sniff of this. I forgot. She just sticks him out there like a gun.
The chief inspector said woof to that, Odo.
Yes, I heard.
I think perhaps that particular item didn't excite him very much. I was thinking the hairpiece, but
Yeah,
we know
let's
who it
try it.
belongs to. Ain't you got nothing else?
I'll have a think. All right, let's take a look at the court record before we disturb him again.
He's a very busy chief inspector.
He really is. I mean, the revolver, we don't know whose that is.
Yeah.
Although this one says presumably it belonged to Inspector Gregson, so maybe it doesn't. A lot of these are just papers.
Yeah, it's like the only things that, like, to me were like, oh yeah, like this is something he could smell was either the armband, which we don't need to present him, or and then chat says shoot the dog, so maybe the revolver. If this doesn't work out, we'll have to try it.
Yeah. All right. All right, let's try the hairpiece. Well, Chief Inspector Toby, if you wouldn't mind having a sniff of this. He might be a little too keen, don't you think?
So cute. Oh my god.
Ah!
The Chief Inspector made short work of Gina there.
She's dead. Woof.
Look what he's gone to.
Oh my, that trunk clearly still has a very strong scent of Inspector Gregson.
In other words, it must have belonged to him.
Oh, all right. It's a fair cop, I suppose.
And you nearly got away with it, too.
For you meddling kids and your dog. You always talk so proudly of Chief Inspector Toby's nose and what it can achieve. Did not cross your mind that he might identify something that was right next to us? Yeah, that was a bit of a bloomer, weren't it?
That's enough now then, Gina.
Eh?
I think it's time you told us the truth about that trunk.
Yeah, you meddling kids and my dog. It weren't like that. It just weren't.
What are you talking about?
I know what's going on in that Ed of yours, but that ain't what happened.
All right then. What did happen?
Well, like I said before, we were trying to trace the boss's movements. So I let Toby here have a whiff of the boss's overcoat. And as soon as he'd done that, he went off like a shot. Straight to that sandwich.
To a sandwich? Not to a bag of chips?
Mr. Naruhodo, I believe Gina means the witness. I forgot the man's name was Sandwich.
Oh, I forgot about that sandwich. I did too.
The second Susato was like, oh, the witness, I was like, oh, that's right, a man.
Yeah, I didn't even get that until I finally saw him and went, oh yeah!
Yeah, he had it hidden between them wooden boards of his, the boss's trunk.
You mean when they heard the sound like a gunshot and all piled in here?
Exactly, he nabbed it from the scene. Goodness. Me and the chief inspector gave that sandwich a good grillin', and you know what he said?
I know
I
it wasn't
think this
me.
was too. Okay, wait. I'm pretty. Okay, I'm trying to. Yeah. I'll take one anyway.
Okay.
I thought it might fetch a good price, and the chap would be needing it more. So, but that's all I did. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, because I think we got those 3 witnesses together, and I had the
Venus.
firework girl, and then you had the other 2. Yeah, Venus. Thank you.
Mhm.
Would you, Adam and Eve, Would you, Adam and Eve, the cheek of it, eh? Stealing the dead boss's stuff to flog?
So Miss Venus wasn't the only one to meddle with the scene of the crime then.
How could they? So anyway, that's how it happened. And it's a pretty decent trunk, so I figured I might as well make use of it. Is there something wrong with that, eh? Well,
Maybe you and Mr. Sandwich should try to find the answer to that question together. It's still evidence from the fucking crime scene, Gina.
I think perhaps that trunk should be turned over to the police, don't you? What are you on about? I am the police.
Gina, if you wouldn't mind, could we maybe examine it?
Yeah, all right then. Do what you want with it.
Yay!
Thank you. We shall make a detailed record of our examination of the evidence.
All right. We have a trunk. Uh-oh. Toby. There an actual sandwich around? What's the matter with Toby? Why is he acting so aggressively towards me all of a sudden? I'm going to die.
We're gonna get bit. Mr. Naruhodo, be careful. It must be the trunk.
Oh my god. Hellhound.
Oh no, we're getting attacked. Wait, is this the Hound of the Baskerville?
Toby, oi,
Yeah.
what are you doing? You're gonna lick his face off. Mr. Naruhodo! Mr. Naruhodo! Gina, quickly, hail a carriage. Oh my god.
What do we do?
I'm just
Did
dead
we
on the
just
ground from cute
die?
dog attack. All right, 2nd of November, 4:57 p.m. Naruhodo's legal consultancy.
Oh. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, are you alright?
Miss Susato? Oh god, I am in hell.
Damn. Okay, good morning to you too. Damn, bitch. I'm just kidding.
Conscious again at last. A blessed relief, my dear fellow. After all, to drop dead after a moderate licking by a small terrier, most unseemingly.
Oh shit, I died.
What is or isn't seemingly is irrelevant here, Mr. Sholmes.
Susato doesn't need the Susato takedown at all.
Lamau?
I'm so glad there's no lasting damage. How are you feeling?
I love how he was in this scene just to roast me for a whole line and a half.
Yep.
I'm fine. Thank you. Did you bring me back here? What's this on my head? A bandage?
Okay, no, seriously, how strong was that dog? TBH. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyway.
Sadly, we had no ice, so that's a compress of sugar water.
Sugar water?
Don't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. It's a first aid treatment that my father taught me.
Oh. Thank you?
So, let's take tea when you're feeling up to it. But of course, no sugar in the patient's cup.
Ugh. The bump on my head is throbbing sweetly enough, don't worry.
Chat said Susato. I'm so glad Toby didn't bite off your junk. I need that.
Damn. Yeah, Toby, good boy.
Can
Good
you
boy.
imagine having to explain to Cosmo what happened?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
shit.
No, it's
Like-
fine. My penis is gone because I got attacked by a small terrier.
Amazing. 10 out of 10.
Whenever you feel ready, then.
It's just to the back.
He's just in the background. Ah.
TBH, me too.
Hello, sir. Thank you for your concern, Mr. Sholmes.
My dear fellow, think nothing of it. I must say, I was quite startled when I heard that you had been attacked by a dog. For a moment, I feared that infamous murderer of so many had come back from the dead.
You mean the professor? No, Cujo.
Oh. Fortunately, I see your prized throat is unscathed. That stiff, turned-up collar of yours obviously afforded some welcome protection.
Was I that close to death? All I really remember is the dog licking my face over and over and over again.
That is because you were deliciously scrumptious, my dear fellow. Well, if you wish to avoid such troubles in the future, a little mustard spread on the cheeks should do the trick. I should think that would balance the sweetness of your bandage rather splendidly.
Alright, bro.
All right, well, Susato, what do you want us to do?
Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? It's rather unusual to find ourselves here in the middle of our investigations.
It's just occurred to me that I might have forgotten something when we left this morning.
Please don't worry. As long as you continue to investigate thoroughly, you won't go far. You won't go far wrong?
Oh, yes, of course. I must get back to work as soon as possible. All right, well, we have the trunk. So, while Toby is far away from us, I think we might want to examine it. Let's have a look inside. Alright, so first things first, I want to take a look at this gnarly thing. Have you seen this huge gash across the side of the trunk here? It's gone right through the leather and into the metal behind.
Gosh, for a metal chest like this to have been so badly damaged. Whatever made that gash must have struck the side of the trunk with considerable force.
I wonder how it happened. Alright, oh! There's blood there. Look at this.
Yeah.
I did not see that.
Look at this dark stain here. Do you think...
Yes, I'm afraid so. I think it's blood.
Ugh, I knew you were going to say that. So that presumably means...
That it was present at the scene when Inspector Gregson was killed. It's the most logical conclusion, yes.
To think Gina's been carrying this around with her. If you didn't know any better, I suppose it does look like a grease stain from all the fish and chips. Alright. So let's look at what's inside. Look, there's something inside.
Ooh, let's see. It appears to be a passport authorizing him to travel overseas.
Was Inspector Gregson about to go on a trip abroad yet? Then, yes, he was. We know he was planning on moving to Paris.
Perhaps the date of departure might tell us something that was... Oh.
What is it?
It was for travel on the 31st October, just one day before the incident.
What? Really? Alright, we have a passport. Gregson went to France the day before his body was discovered. That doesn't seem right, but I don't have any other way to say otherwise. Alright, I don't see anything else. Alright, well, let's go take tea. Alright, 2nd of November, Sholmes' Suite. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Whoa there, buddy. What the hell is this?
That's a dead body.
Is that Susato's
The
father?
child is just...
Oh, I think you're right.
Like, I'd recognize that little
Oh,
stupid
no.
mustache anywhere. What on earth is going on here? Am I having a bad dream?
Are we
God, I hope this is
all
just a
on
dream.
drugs?
Oh no, it's an old German folk song. Rather fine rendition, I think.
That's the least of my concerns.
Iris?
Iris? What's the matter?
What the fuck? Who's that sprawling? I mean, that relaxed gentleman over there.
Not the man spreading.
Taking manspreading to the nth degree. Iris? Is she even listening?
Excuse me, sir. I do apologize for troubling you whilst you're singing so merrily, but would you be kind enough to explain the situation? Even if you're dead.
Well, that worked.
What?
Who the hell is this?
What
A
the
puny
fuck is
gentleman
happening?
and a mute young girl. A rather tantalizing juxtaposition. And one that appears to have incited the gods of deduction within me to find the voices, too.
Sholmes, I just got conscious again. I do not want to have to do another deduction challenge or whatever the fuck you call them. Oh no.
Mr. Sholmes, do you mean...
The saints of reasoning within me are playing now as a delightful duet. One melody sings of a reunion full of nostalgia, whilst the other is a morose theme about the great secret you're trying so desperately to conceal, Iris.
She's turned as white as a sheet.
So, as usual, you've instantly seen to the very heart of the matter.
And by the time my own brief performance is over, I feel sure this gentleman's song will reach its finale.
I hope you're not meaning that like he's dying.
So
Because
then,
if
to music land, where there's sweetness and delicacy and harmony.
Wait, you hope that what?
well, I'm hoping that like he's not dying because otherwise we should probably just get to a hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Pray, do enjoy Sherlock Holmes' latest logic and reasoning spectacular.
Can't wait to also take part. The Great Deduction. The game is afoot. Topic 1. Man's identity.
First, we consider the gentleman's nationality. Clearly, he's German, with no grasp of the English language. As evidenced by the dramatic song he sings and his apparent inability to understand when we ask to desist.
So, Sholmes, do you somehow think he can sing in German without moving his mouth?
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's
So-
like that scene in Lilo and Stitch where she opens Stitch's mouth and the record
Yes.
player
Yeah,
comes out.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
So why is the man here at all? And in such apparently high spirits?
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
we
about
can't
to become a
see
spirit.
his right hand. He could be like his finger could be on a record.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yes, sir, of course. Iris is clearly known to you. Indeed, we need only to follow the gaze of those bright young eyes to unravel that particular part of this mystery. The reason for this man's irritating warbling is revealed by the herbal tea. You obviously offered our German guest a cup of your latest herbal blend. Possibly there was a poisonous thing that he might have been allergic to. Well, that's on you, sweetheart. But no, the tea's delectable flavor has made the man's spirit soar and resulted in this joyfully ditty tumbling incessantly from his lips. I eagerly await sampling the flavor myself, that I may join the fellow in a state of elation.
So let me sum this up. He's singing because the tea made him so happy that he can't stop.
Yes. Correct. Oh.
Aw.
Oh no, Iris is like, oh.
Now to the next question. Who exactly is this gentleman availing himself so thoroughly of the cité? As it happens, a number of years ago now, a certain gentleman of German origin engaged my services in solving a particularly delicate case. He required the retrieval of letters once sent to an acquaintance that might have proved problematic. In order to conceal his noble identity, he also arrived at my office in a mask. The gentleman's name was Wilhelm Gottrich Sigismund von Ornstein. That's a very long name. The king of Germany.
If I remember, my Sholmes didn't he have something to do with Irene Adler?
Uh-huh.
Oh, if my memory serves, the mask worn by this gentleman is identical. Yes, there can be no question. The mask belongs to the King of Germany. It would appear that His Majesty remembers the fine service I afforded him, and he has decided to show his face again, mask and all, in order to express his gratitude.
And in return, he got some of the best tea and has decided to reward Iris with a song.
Yes. A well-mannered monarch indeed. Would you agree, my dear fellow?
Also, I'm with you, chat. The mask is not as sexy as Cosmo's.
Yeah. It needs to be sexier.
Yes. So, the identity of the masked visitor, in fact, is my former client, the King of Germany. Indeed, his son is currently in London as well, enjoying the wonders of the Great Exhibition.
Hey, chat, you caught it. Orm was in the previous case as a witness. He was the kid with the camera.
Oh,
So
shit.
that must be his son.
Real.
Mm-hmm.
There he goes.
All right. The conclusion, he must be the king of Germany. Topic 2. The girl's silence.
Which leaves us with one remaining imponderable. Yes, you, young Iris. But your apparently inexplicable silence is unable to hide the truth.
Does she have something in her mouth?
Yes, the reason for your mutedness is concealed inside the knapsack. £5 note, I believe. I must say, as your compatriot, I'm deeply saddened. It would appear that you've allowed yourself to be bribed into silence by His Royal Highness.
earning yourself some spending money in exchange for keeping quiet about the king's secret. Now, the final piece of the puzzle. What is the secret you tried to hide inside this iris? Ah, yes, we need only to follow the brief involuntary twitch of your eyes to find the answer. You were attempting to abscond with that coffee cup. My favorite coffee cup, in fact. Or should I say, the handful of my favorite coffee cup. It appears that His High-Spirited Highness broke it in the midst of his high juice. Which leads us to the sad. My favorite coffee cup has been broken by the King of Germany! And Iris, you tried to conceal it from me! Alright, dude. Pack it up. Go to sleep.
I just.
Alright, Grandpa.
Aww.
Shall have beer sent via governmental channels to the German royal family for its replacement.
Alright, the conclusion is to hide the coffee cup. Something tells me he's wrong on both counts.
Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this painful puzzle. I'm pouting.
How hilarious would it be if we just kind of went along with it?
I
Like,
think it would be
neat, I've
funny.
always wanted to meet the King of Germany.
Yeah.
What if we just do that?
Exactly, like.
Sorry, the song is taking me out. With your silence as well, the fellow's jovial warbling rather rings in my ears, doesn't it?
Mr. Sholmes? I must say something does rather trouble me.
Pray, Mr. Susato, do tell.
His Royal Highness doesn't appear to have moved a muscle since we arrived.
He's also wearing a tablecloth.
Oh, it's a new snuggie, it's okay. And you haven't said a word either, Iris.
If Mr. Sholmes has it all right, you might as well own up to it now.
Your reasoning isn't entirely without substance, I must admit.
And one other thing, Mr. Sholmes.
Yet another grievance, Mr. Naruhodo. Surely not.
Well, I actually read the story of that case recently, the one you were just describing. And according to that, at least, it wasn't the King of Germany, it was the King of Bohemia.
Goodness, was it? Okay, man. Alright, bro.
Yes, that's quite true. Master Gotz, the prince, testified to that in court. In his words, I have come to see the great exhibition all the way from my home in Bohemia.
I would ask you to keep that minor error to yourselves. It could easily become quite a scandal.
I believe, Mr. Naruhodo, that it's our turn now to make some corrections to a number of minor errors that may have slipped in.
Or major.
Yeah, even Mr. Sholmes is willing to admit he might be slightly wide of the mark this time. Although it's clear that Iris is definitely hiding something. We need to find out the truth behind this mysterious scene.
But when truth is incontrovertible, my favorite coffee cup is no more. Oh, so, shall we embark again? On a joint presentation of Herlock Sholmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
Okay, but why is it just your logic and reasoning spectacular now? It's a joint presentation. It should be Ryunosuke Naruhodo and Herlock Sholmes's logic and reasoning spectacular.
Well, there you go. It has a nice ring to it.
Right? Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Topic 1, the man's identity.
Firstly, we consider the gentleman's nationality. Clearly, he's German with no grasp of the English language. As evidenced by the dramatic song he sings and his apparent inability to understand when he is asked to desist.
I want to point out the first thing this man says is clearly he can't speak English, and then goes on to detail a time when the king of supposedly Germany, but actually Bohemia, asked him to get some letters.
Yes. So, why is the man here at all in such apparently high spirits? The answer, of course, Iris, is clearly known to you. Indeed, we only need to follow the gaze of those bright young eyes to unravel the particularly part of this mystery. The reason of the man's mildly irritating warbling is revealed to be the herbal tea.
So what? It's some mix of herbs that gives you the urge to sing?
Goodness, I should like to try some.
And I'd like to hear your singing. But this man, I am all over the flirting right now. That was, look, Ryunosuke, we are very rarely smooth, but that was damn smooth.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
Just how long
Damn.
does he intend to keep up with that tune, do you suppose?
As I said, he's been stock still the entire time. If you look closely, his lips aren't moving either.
Oh.
Dead.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what's actually responsible for the spirited singing. But I suspect the answer lies at the end of Iris's gaze.
I'm so glad that we have stopped right on this man's crotch. Aha, there we go.
I'm sorry, but why are we like this?
Let's look here. Wait, this...
I hated that close-up. It was really bad.
It's a gramophone. Still rarely seen in our own country. The sound certainly appears to be coming from the horn.
But machines singing? That can't be right.
Science and technology are changing the world rapidly, Mr. Naruhodo. What's right is changing too.
Ugh, it's too much for my brain.
Well, at least we found our answer.
Take that!
Every dance of deduction, just Susato using us to play out her Sholmes fic. The reason for this man's mildly irritating warbling is revealed by the gramophone.
Indeed, for no well-bred gentleman would break into an obscure folk song, make it a social call.
This man looks like he just stepped in front of us and went, "Wanna buy a watch?"
In other words, this gentleman isn't singing at all. In fact, might be dead. No, it would appear that the fellow is unconscious.
The music seems to have stopped now.
Damn it, that was my jam. Ask you, Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes?
why would I have purchased a recording of that gibberish?
How should I know?
Oh, well, never mind. I'll get the deduction. Who exactly is the gentleman availing himself to be thoroughly of the city? As it happens, a number of years ago now, a certain gentleman of German origin engaged my services in solving a particularly delicate case.
Yes, this man who speaks no English.
It required the retrieval of letters once sent to an acquaintance that might have proved problematic. In order to conceal his noble identity, he also arrived in my office in a mask. The gentleman's name was Wilhelm Gostreich Sigismund von Ormstein, the King of Germany.
Who is not actually the King of Germany.
If memory serves, the mask worn by this gentleman is identical. Yes, there can be no question. The mask belongs to the King of Germany.
Hasn't that mask been sitting on the mantle? Although, we've already established that it was actually the King of Bohemia.
It seems Mr. Sholmes intends to persist with his Germany theory for some reason.
Come to think of it, the young prince was wearing a mask as well, wasn't he?
Master Gotts? The boy whom you had in tears?
Don't remind me. Or anyone else.
Do you suppose all the members of the aristocracy...
Aristocracy.
Yep. I knew it was like, that's not right. It's aristocracy. Of mainland Europe wear masks.
I'm sure they do. Well, probably anyway. The point is, that mask doesn't belong to any king.
No, that's right. And as we well know. Because we can identify the true owner of this mask.
Who was wearing this mask before?
Is it Cosima's?
Was it,
Didn't
Is
he
it
break his
Cosimo?
mask?
Uh-oh.
It's been too long.
His mask was white, but I can't remember if that was the...
Maybe we just thought it was sexier because it was on him.
Context is everything.
It really is. And, like, look at the rest of that
also,
face.
his great jawline.
And the hair.
Mm-hmm. But also, why would Sholmes have that?
Because he wanted to cosplay, obviously.
Neat, I didn't realize I could do that.
Should we cheat and look up Kazuma's mask? Should we just Google that shit?
I mean, we could. I wanted to say that it was sitting on the mantle before. But I don't know why I think that. And I don't think that I have any evidence to prove that. I'm just possibly going crazy. Had to stop that right before it started blasting Lady Gaga on our stream. Would have gotten us a copyright
Okay,
error.
but it's Lady Gaga.
It was clearly Lady Gaga.
What song though?
It was Garden of Eden.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Real.
I think it's Cosmo's mask. Without
You
looking
think it's
it up.
Kazuma's mask?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with it. I don't think we have a health bar, so worst case scenario. It apparently is. I don't know why we have it here. Yes, there can be no question. That mask belongs to Kazuma Asogi. It just looks different on someone ugly.
Damn, boy. I mean, in other words, my memory is sublimely unreliable.
Only you could try to make that sound positive.
Damn. Not a shade.
Kazuma's mask has been languishing on this metal chest for several days. Though that doesn't explain why the gentleman is wearing it now.
But it is now a simple matter of determining our guest's true identity. After all, the gentleman is unconscious. We need only excuse ourselves in advance, gently lift the mask and peer beneath it. What if it's Susato's dad?
Yeah,
I think it is.
that's what we said at first. Like, that's 100% Susato's dad. Like, this whole time.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
We killed Susato's dad. No.
Yeah. Father. I'm assuming is where that word goes. Yep, father. Same brainwave.
I'm afraid, Miss Susato, you must be mistaken.
No, I think not, Mr. Sholmes.
Damn.
I think she does somehow know the face of her own father.
Then it would appear our logic and reasoning has once again revealed the truth.
Mr. Sholmes, some of us have good relationships with our fathers and we don't remember what they look like.
This mysterious visitor is
Is my unconscious father, Eugene Mikotoba, you utter twat.
you bitch.
Fucking dickhead.
Logic and reasoning, or just looking and saying?
Logic and reasoning.
The conclusion is Eugene Mikotoba.
Well,
Solved! Alright, topic 2, the girl's silence. Clearly it's
Which
still all
is-
about the coffee cup now.
Which leaves us one remaining imponderable. Yes, you, Miss Young Iris. But you apparently inexplicable silence is unable to hide the truth. Yes, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside the knapsack.
So, that's a 5-pound note sticking out from Iris's knapsack, is it?
It's just her pocket cash. You don't know. Oh dear, I can't be sure. Most money we encounter is in coin form.
I know. I'm not even sure if we've seen any banknotes here in Britain at all, have we?
But anyway, Father would have never paid money for Iris's silence.
He
That
certainly...
you know of?
Yeah, he certainly seems like the silent type himself, though, judging by his present state. There must be some other reason for Iris's silence, I suppose.
Perhaps what Iris is trying so hard not to give away with her eyes is something entirely different.
Alright, let's, take a little look-see around. What is Iris really looking at? Well, technically... Okay, so she's looking down here. I don't know, let's take a look at the metal chest.
This metal chest, it contains important documents, doesn't it?
Yes, details of all the cases Mr. Sholmes has worked on over the years. Written up by Iris's father, if I'm remembering correctly. Iris insists that the chest is kept locked at all times. She's never once showed me inside.
That's none of our business. Well, its contents are invaluable to her, I suppose, and entirely irreplaceable. But look at it now. The catch is unlocked for once.
Oh, so it is. That's hard to ignore.
Very. I've never seen that chest unlocked before, in all the time we've been staying here at Baker Street.
Alright, so we're gonna call it the metal chest. Yes, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside that metal chest.
An excellent observation, for upon closer inspection, there is something different about the chest's appearance. It's kept locked at all times, yet now the catch is open. Evidently, this has something to do with your refusal to speak, Iris.
Maverick.
But it's simple enough matter to incite you to speak, I'm sure.
I merely
merely
need to open this chest. I don't know why it was showing Sholmes and having me talk, but
Here we go.
No, honey, don't.
do you have Toby in there?
There's gonna be a dead body in there.
Rabid dog.
Oh yeah, that's a dead body.
Oh.
Oh, he died.
Oh.
Oh!
Which
Well,
explains.
I think we solved the mystery.
Holy shit. Well, that was the last thing I expected, actually.
He's dead.
I was like, there's gonna be a. I was very convinced there was gonna be a dead body.
He killed. So let me get this straight. Iris killed 2 men today.
Yeah.
Is what I'm
Oh my god.
Possibly within a like half-hour span.
And
That's-
we're next.
We're next.
I like that he lays the same way. Never.
That's terrible.
Oh, honey, I told you not to open it.
Can you imagine Professor Mikatomo like waking up and being like, "Oh, get off of me"?
It's just some up close and personal time. It's fine.
Sholmes. Damn it! I have a joke to say. Stop yelling. Sholmes.
So you found your voice now, Iris. In other words, what just happened clearly reveals the truth here. Yes, the real reason for your silence until now is...
Oh wait, that's.
It's
Oh, wait,
lamer,
wait,
but
that's lamer.
I don't
Oh,
know.
sorry.
Me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was like, wait,
I wasn't sure when the singing. You might.
Oh my god. Do you want me to take over until...
You want to read for me, please?
This is somewhat different to the usual dance of deduction you perform with Mr. Sholmes, isn't it?
Well, he's left me alone on the ballroom floor, so I'm gonna have to dance this next part solo. And anyway, I need to get to the bottom of this for my own peace of mind. Now then, Iris isn't usually the silent type, so...
You mean you don't actually know the answer yet? Despite that knowing point of the finger before?
Miss Susato, sometimes a man needs to point his finger first and think later.
Oh, well, if you say so.
What does that mean?
I think we better examine Iris more closely and try to rescue the situation then.
Alright, why
Alright.
couldn't Iris open her mouth the whole time?
Because she broke the cup.
Also, I think our little howl is over.
Oh, good.
Go for it.
Sometimes you just gotta sing, man.
Yeah. Oh, I can get rid of that.
But yeah, I don't know. I couldn't. Oh, look, a key. I could not hear if you read what my comment was. but
No.
My joke was gonna be that Sholmes gives bony ass vibes. So like Professor
What?
Mikotem was gonna wake up and be like, "Ow."
He really does. Like, that man would not be fun if he, like, twerked up on you.
No.
That would just be uncomfortable. That's also not a lap dance ass. So. That's a key she's holding. Look. I'm sure that wasn't in her hands before, was it?
No, you're quite right. It appeared as if by magic.
That's strange. A big old iron key. Where did it materialize from? Yeah, we're gonna call that
Take that!
it. Yes, the real reason for your silence until now is that key behind your back.
Sorry. Impulse reaction.
When Mr. Sholmes was thrown into the air before. Just before you called out to try to stop him, you slipped something out of your mouth. That something is the key now in your hands. No doubt the key to the chest.
You're so clever, you know.
You were like the only person who thinks so, Iris. So now it becomes clear. Thanks to Mr. Sholmes's graphic demonstration, we can well imagine what happened here.
But
Professor Mikotoba also opened that metal chest, only to be punched into the air and land sprawled on the settee.
But wait, that doesn't explain all the facts. What about the stylish scarf and the cup of tea? And above all, why would he be wearing Cosmo-sama's mask?
Well, for those curious details, I can think of only one explanation. Clearly, an unbelievable miracle took place in this room. Oh no, I've been infected now. Isn't that right, Iris? Your father suddenly turned into the King of Germany and decided he needed to accessorize.
Yes.
Consider
Oh my God,
how
you nailed it.
Consider how the room was arranged before this whole painful experience took place. When Professor Mikotoba opened the chest, completely unaware of what awaited him inside, the mask was flung into the air just as he was, only to land neatly on his face when it fell back down. And the teacup's journey through the air ended when it caught on the unconscious professor's finger.
You mean to say that the stylish scarf...
Is actually just a tablecloth. This is the great detective's office, after all, a place of miraculous deductions. Oh, look at us! Would you expect anything less?
Okay, Team Rocket. I mean, yes, you're right. It happened exactly as you said. Brilliant, you know.
Thus concludes Miyonosuke Naruhodo's great deduction of this punchy puzzle. Meow, that's right.
And so then, why don't I make a fresh pot of tea for us all?
She's still hiding something.
Objection!
Oh shit, he fucking woke up. An admirable
Recovered real
performance,
fast.
Mr. Naruhodo. But in the final act of the show there, you rather missed everything of importance.
Mr. Sholmes?
If you would cast your mind back to my earlier deduction, Iris, clearly you're hiding a great secret.
She is? From the look on her face. Mr. Sholmes must be right. Whatever that great secret is, the cat isn't out of the bag yet. This is a wild display of parenting we're watching.
Huh.
So, I put it to you again. So we're attempting to abscond with that coffee cup.
Do you think you recovered that fast because of all the cocaine? Like, how is he awake?
Cocaine. His nervous system is just all out of whack.
It really is a shame about Mr. Sholmes' cup.
It must have been smashed when Professor Mikotoba opened the chest.
Oh dear, so many things seem to have been broken here.
But now that the deduction has taken a different direction, Iris doesn't seem to be trying to hide the broken cup anymore.
In other words, her great secret is something else.
Let's put our observational skills to work here one final time then. Alright. What secret? Oh! There's something under there!
Oh shit.
What if Sholmes and Eugene were lovers before? It's a possibility! All I'm saying is that Sholmes would just not have a very plush bottom.
Well then. Damn.
Look! There seem to be more papers there. Is Iris trying to hide them underneath the tray?
The insignia, Mr. Naruhodo. Can you just imagine these two adults? Like, she's just standing there holding this tray, and they're just, like, bending over, like, looking up, like...
Yeah, like, so what is that?
Yes. It's an official Scotland Yard document.
What? But why would Iris have
We must ask her.
an official Scotland Yard document?
Take that!
You were attempting to abscond with that case file.
Iris, as you know very well, nothing escapes the attention of a great detective.
Oh no!
We visited Scotland Yard's autopsy laboratory earlier today, and Dr. Gorey informed us that the autopsy report of Clint von Zieks had gone missing. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh wait, that is Sholmes. Okay,
Sholmes.
sorry. Clint von Zieks. Yes, I do recall. That some years ago, I asked to see the report in question. You were with me, weren't you, Iris?
I,
You mean it was you, Iris? So those papers you have there are...
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Forgive me.
oh no! To hide the case file.
Oh shit.
And apparently make a young girl cry.
Damn. Well, just a typical day for Sherlock Holmes.
But deduction
Sherlock
complete. Elementary.
In truth, I would like to have thought I could have predicted the booby-trapped chest. But it caught me completely off guard. I was very nearly the late consulting detective Sherlock Holmes.
Punching glove.
So you mean this autopsy report really is...
Yes, I took it from the lab, even though I knew it was very important.
Was there something in that that troubled you, Iris? In it that troubled you.
Not exactly something that troubled me. I've been looking for. When I saw this report, when I saw the writing in it, I knew it was my daddy's.
Oh,
Oh.
the writing.
Your father's writing. What do you really mean?
Iris? It must be something that's hard for her to talk about. That's okay. He's going to stomp all fucking over it.
Forgive me for interrupting, my dear fellows.
Mr. Sholmes, what is it?
I feel as though the poor unconscious gentleman on the settee has been somewhat forgotten. Oh, now you care. No, just kidding.
Father.
We've been
Oh,
having so
perhaps
much fun here.
We should find our guests somewhere more peaceful to rest. Hopefully not the grave. Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes?
would you be so kind as to lend him your bed? We must do our very best to make him comfortable, I feel.
Oh,
Lend him your bed.
yes, of course. I'll help you carry him up.
So will I.
No, I can manage alone, thank you. You'll have tea to enjoy.
Sketchy.
We wouldn't want Iris's brew to stew.
Okay.
At least
Because
a rhyme.
there's no better way to make the professor comfortable than dragging him upstairs like a trunk.
Yes.
I wonder.
Just thunks the entire way up,
Yeah.
too.
Perhaps that was deliberate. Maybe Mr. Sholmes is making himself scarce to give Iris the chance to talk more freely.
We must use this opportunity to talk with Iris. And find out what's going on.
All right, let's ask about your daddy. Would you like to tell us about it, Iris? About your father?
I'm sure I told you before, didn't I? That Daddy used to be Holly's partner.
Yes. And that notes about all the cases they solved together, that notes about all the cases they solved together are kept inside that metal chest.
That's right. Holly told me. You see? He said that Daddy's somewhere far away now, so we can't meet.
That's one way of describing it.
Then, when I secretly unlocked the chest and read through the papers inside, I started building up a picture in my head of what Daddy must be like.
Well, that's only natural.
You're just like my...
Oh, well.
You're just like any other girl your age.
I read that Daddy was a professor of medical science, so I studied and took my degree too.
Well, that's only natural, I suppose.
In that respect, you're not quite like any other girl or any other girl of your age, though.
But there's one thing that I could never find out. Daddy's name.
Oh,
His name wasn't anywhere on the on any of the notes, and he'd made about his work with Harley. But then one day,
that's what happened, is it? When you saw this autopsy report, you finally managed to work it out. Is that right?
yes,
So it was the handwriting in the report that caught her eye.
when I saw the writing on the report, I could hardly believe it. I know that handwriting, I thought to myself.
Because it was the same as the writing you'd seen on your father's case notes?
Exactly. I was desperate to compare the two properly. I needed to see them side by side. I asked the doctor in the laboratory, but I was told I couldn't take the report away. And even worse, I was told that he was the first and last time he'd been allowed to even look in there.
So you decided to steal it.
When I compared the autopsy report with the case notes I had here, there was no doubt. The handwriting was exactly the same. It was Daddy's.
And the signature at the of the coroner at the bottom of the autopsy report.
Read Dr. John H. Wilson.
So that's how I finally find out. I learned Daddy's name at last.
I see.
Ever since then, I've called myself Iris Wilson. And that's also when I had the brilliant idea of writing stories all about Daddy's exciting times with Harley. I decided that and then I'd write the adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
Okay. Nope, we're gonna keep my thoughts to myself for a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, Iris, we're having some thoughts over here. I had no idea the stories had quite such a deep personal significance for you.
I can see why the autopsy report was so important to her now. And why she was prepared to break the law to get her hands on it. She's also like 10, so like, yeah, she's got a medical degree, but... Oh well.
I must
Oh wait, I must apologize.
I don't know who's saying this.
I must apologize,
Iris.
Yes, Elmo. It's
Mr.
Elmo. It's definitely Elmo. It's definitely Elmo.
Oh,
Nope.
nope.
No. Oh. This is really all my fault.
Harley?
I made a promise, you see, that until the time was right, I'd keep the details about your father a secret.
I know. I've been very naughty. I'll make the autopsy report back to Dr. Rory and apologize, I promise.
Okay, but can we look at it first, just like, for fun?
Yes. Yes, we'll go together, I think.
Then let me look after it for you until we get there.
Thank you, Susato.
I must go and water my herbs, I think, and walk my goldfish. I'll see you all later.
Okay, bye. Poor Iris. She must be feeling awful. I know Mr. Sholmes is here for her, but still.
Ah,
Uh,
Sorry.
Oh shit.
What? How? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Sholmes?
Oh shit.
Mr. Sholmes?
Oh dear me. So,
Briggs note.
you've noticed, I see.
But that would mean.
What on earth is the matter, Miss Susato? You turned white as a sheet.
Break his nose.
Break his nose. What?
It's this autopsy report, Mr. Naruhodo, the one from 10 years ago. The writing isn't Dr. Wilson's at all.
Huh? What do you mean? How could you possibly know that? I think chat was onto something.
Because I know this writing very well. This writing is my father's.
Break.
What? Professor Mikotoba's.
Indeed, it's true. And now you know, my dear fellows.
No! I don't know anything! What on earth does all of this mean, Mr. Sholmes? Because the idea that's slowly forming in my mind, it's just too extraordinary to believe. Please, you have to explain. Eugene, you slut. Literally, this man is allergic to any child he has before the age of 6.
Yeah.
He wants children, but he doesn't want to deal with them in the small child form, is what I'm hearing. So, this autopsy report was actually penned by Professor Mikotoba then. But that makes no sense. It's not possible, surely.
Not possible, my dear fellow. Pray, take a deep breath and think again.
Yes, you're right. In some ways, it actually makes a great deal of sense.
It does?
10 years ago is when Father returned to Japan after his extended study tour in Britain.
And prior to his return, there was Dr. Mikotoba's engaged. Oh, where was...
Of course. He was an assistant in Dr. Wilson's laboratory, learning about forensic science.
And as an assistant, he would have aided with the dissection work, making detailed notes, which would be assembled into the full autopsy report. Once the work was complete, the head coroner would check the contents and put his signature on the document.
In other words, the only writing of Dr. Wilson's in the report would be his signature at the end.
I see. So Iris got the wrong end of the stick, you mean? She saw that and assumed the whole report had been written by Dr. John H. Wilson.
Which is very understandable, of course.
What a complicated situation. All right, your partner. Thinking about it,
Sorry.
most of what we know about you, Mr. Sholmes, comes from the published stories of your exploits.
Yes, The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, written by Iris.
And we really have no way of knowing what's facts and what's fiction.
Most troubling for you, my dear fellows, I'm sure.
So, what about this supposed partner of yours? Did he really exist or not?
Huh, you've come straight to the point, I see.
And please come straight to the answer.
I believe Iris explained it on one of her installments. He was a trusted comrade and the only person I could have truly called a friend.
And did this partner of yours truly make a record of all your cases? Are his notes really sorted inside that metal chest?
Absolutely, my dear madam, absolutely.
So, where's your partner now? Upstairs in my bed is what I'm understanding.
We rarely meet. You see, he lives on the other side of the world. OMG, long distance relationship? No.
I was going to say, okay, so we know that Professor Mikotoba is the father. Does that make Sholmes the mother?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh man, Omega Witness.
Exactly, yeah.
Anyway.
But if this autopsy report and the records of all your old cases were penned by the same hand, and if the autopsy report was written, though not signed, by your famous partner, there would be only one logical conclusion.
Pray, impress me.
Your partner would have to be Yuji Mikotoba. In other words, Miss Susato's father.
Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes?
you're coming along wonderfully. You have hit upon the method at last. You finally grasp the art of deduction.
You mean to say
Allow me to introduce you to my great friend and partner, Mikotoba.
We just teleported up into our room.
yes?
Oh, that's cool.
Professor Mikotoba.
Sheesh.
Why? Okay, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I understand it's for the plot,
Mm-hmm.
right? But like, why can't he tell us shit? Like, why does it have to be games? Like, just tell us.
I mean, to be fair, I think he thinks this is fun.
He probably does.
He's just got a sick sense of humor. He's been watching us like little rats in the rat race.
Bastard.
Going, oh, someday they'll figure it out. Someday. Not today, though. But
They will
someday.
connect the dots of things that would not have been something they would have just connected on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Does this mean that you're the real Dr. Wilson?
No, my dear. I'm still myself, Eugene Mikotoba, your father.
Oh, of course.
This is obviously too much for Susato-san to take in.
It's like, damn, Daddy. I must say, though, how my old friend has attained worldwide celebrity as a great mystery solver is the greatest mystery of all.
So if you explored each other's bodies carnally.
Whoa.
Look, if Susato's already going to have problems with this, I feel like maybe we can start asking some of the important questions.
I have. How old is Sholmes? Do we know? Can we look at the court record real fast?
He is 34.
Okay, and then how old is Miko?
43.
Okay.
They are 9 years apart.
Okay. Continue.
Okay.
I still remember the first time we met. Pray, remind me. When was it again, Mikotoba?
I still remember it like it was yesterday. Just please remind me about it.
16 years ago, Sholmes. Oh yes, quite 16 years ago. That's my first guess. I just arrived from Japan with Seishiro and Genshin. I was in search of lodgings close to the hospital, some comfortable rooms at a reasonable price. But rents are devilishly high in that particular area. That's right. So I decided I need someone to share lodgings and the expense. I was fortunate enough to be introduced to Sholmes, who found himself in a similar situation. I was a callow fellow back then, a mere shadow of the great detective you see before you now.
He's 34. 16 years ago, if I can count, he would have been a teenager.
Holy shit.
This is why I wanted an age.
So, baby.
He was baby. Oh wow, the age difference.
Yeah.
In 9 years.
Wow, I see. I was working at the hospital chemical laboratory at the time, indulging my curiosities for little gain. And the situation of our cohabitation led us to surprising cases together, you see. Oh, pursuing, sorry. Hard to believe it was a mere 6 years. We had a great many adventures. But in the last year of Mikotoba's stay in Britain, the most infamous of cases presented itself.
case with which you've become rather familiar yourselves, the professor killings. After the trial, Seishiro and I were summoned back home.
Hardly surprising, given the circumstances.
So there you have it. As you know, all the details recorded by my trusty chronicler remained in the metal chest.
This is just amazing. Professor Mikotoba really is Mr. Sholmes' famous partner.
Sheesh.
Susato, is it your turn to pass out now? I think you're the
Yes.
only person in this room who hasn't today.
She's gonna open the chest and just.
Yeah, just, self-inflicted.
Father,
Oh goodness, my dear, what a cutting look.
as your daughter, I'm very proud to learn that you were the great detective's great partner. But nevertheless, there's another mystery that I really must ask you to explain now.
And that is?
How you have a daughter? Not me?
Why'd you cheat on my mom?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
very
please.
well what it is. The unresolved matter of Iris's father.
Of course, I'd almost forgotten about that one.
Oh.
I am not the main character in this moment.
I should have seen this coming, I suppose.
Iris is dead.
Iris told us that all the notes about the great detective's adventures that are in that metal chest were written by her father. Isn't that correct, Mr. Sholmes?
That is indeed what I told young Iris.
But if you're Sholmes' partner, Father, and you wrote all of those case notes, then Iris's father must be you.
Oh,
Are they sisters? Upon my word, Miss Susato.
Susato doesn't have pink hair, they can't be sisters.
You're coming along wonderfully as well. You two have hit up the method at last. You finally grasped the art of deduction.
what? Oh shit.
What you've always told me, Father, is that my mother died when I was born 16 years ago.
Jerry.
And you left me in grandmother's care whilst you embarked on your study tour of Britain. And I've always accepted that. But all I think about, or all this about Iris.
Oh, there it is. Susato-san's ice cold stare.
Finally, she's using it
Now,
against someone
hold
else.
on. It was
Exactly.
very complicated. I mean, it's not what you think.
I'm in the corner, like, eating popcorn. It's fine.
Not all men do is lie.
Yeah.
And perhaps you'd like to explain exactly why that is.
Oh,
shit,
she's
gon-
going for a Susato takedown.
Oh, shit, she mad.
There it is. Now the eyes go from ice cold to red hot just before she...
No, really, you've got the wrong stick. Show him, say something, man. My own daughter's gonna beat me up.
We don't get to watch her do it? Goddamn.
That's quite enough, my dear fiery fellows.
Mr. Sholmes? When did he get all dressed up?
Oh, did he change outfits to this?
He must have changed outfits, or
Oh.
maybe like he just put his overcoat back on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Whilst I don't like to interrupt this exciting exploitation of the past,
The one downside to these cutesy outfits.
Hmm.
right, Mikotoba and I have an urgent matter that requires a short exertion.
Yes, but I'd like to point out, in this outfit, he always has his forearms exposed. So
And his titty window.
And
exactly.
his pouch.
right? So, like, you know, who's really winning here?
Me.
But it's very late, Mr. Sholmes. Where must you go?
Away from you.
Why, my dear madam, is that not obvious? My partner and I must pursue our natural enemies. So, get your coat, Mikotoba. The game is afoot.
Oh, but Sholmes, I really must give Susato a full explanation, I think.
Overrated.
Later, my dear fellow, later. Carriage waits downstairs already.
Oh, you haven't changed one iota, have you? I mean, really. I visited our home after 10 long years. When I opened the chest in a fit of nostalgia, I quite inexplicably passed out. And as if that wasn't enough, when I eventually regained consciousness, I'm plunged straight into all of this.
Father, please, go with Mr. Sholmes now.
Susato!
What?
Maybe you don't want the answer, but I want the answer.
Yeah, damn, I'm nosy.
No doubt that whatever happened, you were acting in everyone's best interest.
Okay.
I trust you completely.
Questionable decision, but okay.
Susato?
And sending the great detective and his great partner off on renewed adventures together is more than I could have ever hoped in my wildest dreams, Susato.
Very well then, we'll speak later.
So, I believe your work is done for the day. I wish you the best of luck for tomorrow.
Yes, Naruhodo, good luck in battle. And in reaching that decision.
A decision? About whether to go back to Japan, I suppose.
So much happened that day that I barely knew what to do with myself. It would only be later that I'd come to realize how amidst the chaos I'd unleashed were all the clues I needed to finally unearth the truth, and that all the turmoil was necessary to give me the resolve to see everything through.
Resolve. There we go. Name drop. All right. We've hit the end of the case?
What? Wait,
What?
that can't be it. Okay, well, I guess that's tomorrow. Well, next time us problem. I don't get it.
Yeah. We're on the final
Oh,
case.
Sure.
So this must be spanning two
two-part.
different cases. Yeah. Not sure what's going to happen in this next trial. Probably not a good sign, but we'll find out. So we are going to end here for tonight. And fun story, we're going on hiatus after tonight. So
A cliffhanger and a hiatus?
I
Damn,
know.
that's so mean.
I'm so glad that that's how we ended this, though, and not, you know, the end of Dementia or some of the shit that we were ending with on our other game.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, as a reminder, during our hiatus, we will still have streams going on YouTube. They will be pre-recorded. So I think we've got 2 Baldur's Gate 3 ones, and I did 2 Pikmin 4 ones. So go check those out. So those will drop Thursday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then we will be back Sunday, May 11th. So yeah. Below is the link to our YouTube. If you aren't subscribed, please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, ring that bell. And yeah. Anyone have any other announcements?
Nope.
All right. Well, that's nice and easy. Have a good weekend and a good week all. And we'll be back on the 11th. Happy May Day.
We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.